All right, everybody, Bryce here coming at you with another quick market update. And today I was locked in to the B Word event. And so anybody who's kind of tracking the crypto space knows that there was a huge event today where Elon Musk, as well, Elon, everybody knows Elon, right? He's the founder and CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, as well as Cathie Wood, who, we've kind of been talking a lot about recently because of how much buying and evangelizing of Bitcoin she's been doing. So that she was part of the event, as well as Jack Dorsey, who is the founder and CEO of Twitter, as well as an application called Square. And so what this event really, my main takeaway from the event was that Elon was really kind of like, not backtracking entirely. He was kind of explaining his position, but he was saying that, as Bitcoin mining has come out of China, it's gotten a lot more green. And so he thinks that that's like a really positive kind of outcome of all this. And he admitted to holding Bitcoin personally and Ethereum, as well as a little bit of Dogecoin. But he says he holds far more Bitcoin than anything else, apart from his equity in SpaceX and Tesla. And so these were all, kind of interesting takeaways from me. And it just goes to show that there's a switch in the narrative, right? Where we had, and I saw CNBC even posted Elon Musk starting to soften his stance and change his perspective and all that kind of stuff. And so again, markets and prices are all about perception. And if people are scared and people are uncertain about what big players are going to be doing, then they freak out and they sell, and you see, bad price action. The other thing that he mentioned, which him and Cathie Wood were laughing about, they were agreeing, they just thought it was ridiculous, was he was saying how in Europe, his European bank accounts for Tesla have negative interest rates, negative nominal and negative real interest rates. And so, if you have inflation at 2% and you have a 1% interest rate, right, you'll have a real negative interest rate of negative 1%. And so it was funny because he was like, yeah, it's really annoying because in Europe, you'll just like look at your bank account in real time. It'll actually be losing a little bit of money. And that's because a negative interest rate means you are paying the bank to hold your money, right? Whereas in the normal world of finance is you give the bank your money and they pay you an interest rate for the privilege of holding that, right? And they kind of loan it out to other people and they make money on that interest rate. But at the end of the day, it's your money, so they should be paying you for it, right? And so he was saying, in that regard, the fact that there's money that is literally losing to negative real interest rates, because that money makes sense to go into Bitcoin. So as I was kind of like watching all this unfold, it got me thinking, and it just is like, as the entire market, I'm going through Crypt Nation, I'm reading, people are really, really, really bearish. All the technical indicators are extremely oversold. The Elder Impulse system is showing just, lots of bearish momentum, lots of oversoldness. The Tom DeMark, I like to, look at the Tom DeMark sequential system every now and again, and it's painting a bunch of, just oversold. And when markets are really oversold, they tend to want to reverse, or at least come back up to test, a serious overhead moving average to see if it's really resistance. And so, I am expecting a retest of the 200-day moving average. A lot of these coins, Bitcoin's under its 200-day average. A lot of these other altcoins are under their 200-day average. So I'm expecting, we saw some really, really nice price action actually today, right? As Bitcoin went from like $29,800 earlier this morning, all the way up to as high as like $32,900. And so that was a really significant move. And it was kind of at the same time as Elon was talking. So you could still see he's got, a little bit of an influence on the market. But could the markets really be bottoming out here? It's very, very possible because of how bearish everyone is. And again, when everybody's so bearish, they're loading the boat on the short side. We see funding rates are, elevated to a negative degree, right? So they've just remained sustained negative negative funding rates on crypto derivatives, which just goes to show, people are actively hedging their books. And so there is potential for a short squeeze. And so could that short squeeze take us back up to the high of the range, right around $40,000 for BTC? it's very possible. But, I'm keeping my eye out. For now, it's still kind of like a little bit of a no trade zone. I'm not saying it to go aggressively buy the dip. This is really a make it or break it time. If we get back down to 30K again and don't hold, right, we're going to go sweep those bids, and it could go, pretty deep. But 30K so far is holding up. So I'm optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic on the remainder of the week and going into the weekend, right? So that's my market update. And for any of you guys who are watching who aren't already plugged into a solid community, who aren't already, tracking our model portfolio, for instance, where we have, a dozen at any time, a dozen coins that are fundamentally strong, that we do our diligence on, that are vetted. And these are in our model portfolio with our buy-in zones, our sell zones. So if you're not already subscribed to that, you guys can hit that orange button below. And that orange button, for $1, you guys get access for 2 full weeks. Come and see what it's all about for just $1. So that's the market update, and I hope to see you guys around.